Did you forget how to knock? I thought that I was clear that I... Oh. You have her. Very well. Throw her onto the floor. Leave. My, oh my. What an adorable look you have on your face there. Your eyes have grown so wide. Fear, confusion, dread, maybe a tiny bit of anger. Have you still not figured it out? Your face tells me you haven't. That is such a shame. People speak so highly of you. I thought you'd be more intelligent than this. Did my gods knock you to the floor too hard? Stay on the ground. I like to see you like this. A little fragile person sitting at my feet. It's beautiful. Shh, 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 shh. Only speak when spoken to. You have no authority right now. You might think you have, but you don't. Do not get it into your head that you do. Before I forget, state your identity. Don't look at me with that dumb look on your face. I want to know that I have the right person sitting in front of me and not some whore that the gods pulled off the street. Come on, you can speak now. I really have the Princess of Latveria sitting at my feet. What an honor. What an honor. You know, I was so truly surprised to hear that you're an only child. I was sure that your greedy father would try for more and more children, at least until he had a son. It really puts him at great risk that he only had one child. What if sickness took you? What if something else happened to you? His whole kingdom would shatter under his feet when he had no one to leave it to. Luckily for him, you made it. Now, before I go on and on about you, you'll probably have a lot of questions racing through your head. Who is that gorgeous woman that towers over me? Why am I here? What does she want? And maybe most importantly, how can I get out of here? Well, little princess, I am Violet Beaumont, second-born daughter of Harold Beaumont and Alexandra Beaumont, princess of the Zavadian kingdom. You have probably heard of me before, as my name is well known. No? Doesn't ring a bell? That's a shame. It will, though, soon enough. When I'm done with you, you will scream my name, either in pleasure or in agony. Speaking of which, you are probably wondering why you're here, aren't you? Oh, look at you, nodding your tiny head ever so slightly. Poor thing. Well, you are here because of your bastard father. The fool that let this war slip through his hands. He couldn't stand against my father's forces whenever they tried to overtake your kingdom. It was really easy, actually. Did you hear the stories? Your father's men saw my father's troops coming. They knew that there was no possible way that they could win that fight, so they left the battlefields, like cowards. They ran back to your castle reporting what was happening, but it was already too late. Now, your parents are in shackles in a dark basement somewhere, and you are here, sitting at my feet, looking like a little broken toy. And your kingdom? Your kingdom is in ashes. Villages are burning, your castles are taking over, and your people are cursing your family's name. The kingdom is only a hollow shell of what it used to be before. A thriving place burned down into nothing. Me, a monster. Oh, don't make me laugh, princess. Don't call me a monster when you're not better in the slightest. You're worse, if not the same. Don't you see that we've all contributed in this useless war? The war that has taken so many lives, so many years lost to useless violence. And what did we do? We did nothing. Nonsense! Your father isn't insufferable. You're his only daughter, his only child with that. If you were to run away, he could have done nothing. You're the only one that could take the throne after him. If you would disappear, you would leave him empty-handed. You're just fucking blind, aren't you? Do you have any idea what your father has caused to your people? Hundreds, if not thousands of your people have died of starvation. He has sent thousands of innocent people to the battlefields to have their blood shed and lives spilled. Do you have any clue how many widows and children are left behind? What did I say about speaking? I never said that we are better than you. You killed, we killed, you burned, we burned. Everyone has blood on their hands. Everyone is guilty. But now the fights are over. We have won. Your walls are infiltrated. Your kingdom is taking over. There's finally silence. There's only building up after the tearing down that we all did. You have a question, don't you? Speak. Why are you here? That's a great question, actually. You see, like I said, our kingdoms have stopped fighting. There's now silence. Your father is out of power and is open to negotiation. My father is looking for a way to permanently guarantee the peace between our kingdoms. And his decision is that we are to be wed. Hold your horses! I knew this reaction would come from you, as this was my exact reaction when my father told me. First of all, we do not have a choice in this. At least I do not have a choice in this. We would like to give you the vague hint that you do have a choice, but in the end, you really do not. What do I mean? Oh, darling, if you refuse, you will be put away. In a dark, wet hole somewhere where the sun doesn't shine. Away from your family. Alone. Miserable. Waiting for death to take you. I will rule both kingdoms myself. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Once we get married, we are next in line for the throne. Once my father dies or retires, we will be rulers. Very sharp. I knew there was some intelligence in the tiny head of yours. I am indeed not the firstborn. You see, my older brother is a general in the army. Besides, he is short-tempered, mean, and all over not very smart. This made that my father saw him unfit to be the ruler of the kingdom. He gave that honor to me, his intelligent and difficult-to-anger daughter. I've been preparing for this I'm sorry? You hate me? You shouldn't hate me, you should hate your father. He set you up for this. I had nothing to do with it. Don't shoot the messenger, princess. I'm only the one that brought you this news. And before you start again, I want to marry you as little as you want to marry me. However, I do realize that this is the best option to keep the kingdoms at peace. In the end, I'm not only marrying you, I'm marrying a kingdom. I do not take that lightly, and you shouldn't either. You'll think about it. You'll think about it. I don't see how you have a choice, but sure, princess, think about it. I understand that you want to have the feeling that you have a little bit of control with this decision. That's okay, princess. I'm not a monster after all. Until you are ready to make your decision, you will be held in one of our guest bedrooms. You will not lack any comfort there, don't worry. We wouldn't want to do that to your fragile body. You have a question? Yes, princess? What will happen to your parents? When do you mean? If we would marry, your parents will be put out of power. They will continue to live on as Duke and Duchess. They will be put in a house or a mansion or something. They will live in the luxury that they used to, but they will not have their power anymore. I'm happy to see that puts you at ease a little bit. Now I'm done talking to you. You will be brought to your bedroom. There you can think about this decision. Guards! Take the princess to one of the guest bedrooms. I'll talk to you again very soon, princess.
Your Majesty, may I please come in?
Your Highness, good morning. I see that you've consumed your breakfast. Did you enjoy it? I'm very happy to hear that, madam. One of the other servants will take away the dishes in just a moment. The princess has given me the orders to bring you to her room. She requests to speak to you. I'm afraid this isn't negotiable, Your Highness. The princess specifically requested me to bring you to her. Thank you for understanding, Your Highness. Please follow me. Your Highness, I have the princess with me.
Enter. Princess? You. Leave.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Good morning, princess. I hope you had a good rest. My, oh my, princess, that was a nasty stare you gave me there. Was the bed not comfortable? Did nightmares struck you? Or does my presence annoy you? Sit down. In a chair. Oh my days. Alright, princess, I did not request you to be here to talk you down more. I think I've been clear yesterday, haven't I? Very good. Though, last night I've been pondering, and I came to the conclusion that I went a bit out of line. I shouldn't have laid my hands on you. For that I do apologize. I hope you can forgive me for that. You don't have to right now, but eventually. I did come to another conclusion that we should spend more time together. So today I was wondering if you would like to have some tea with me. What do you mean, no? Would you prefer a stroll through the garden then? Then what is it? I cannot just guess what is wrong, use your words and talk to me like a big girl. I know I did those things yesterday and I apologized for it. You are in no position to hold grudges right now, so I suggest that you drop them. You really are your father's child, aren't you? How can I not pull your father into this? He is all I've heard about in his last couple of years. My younger brother has died because of our father's foolishness. He fought a Repton. Rumor has it that he was singled out 4-1. He was slaughtered to the point where he was barely recognizable. This war will continue if we do not marry. And like I said, this isn't about our fathers, our families, or even us. It's about our people. The people that count on us for care and protection. You are devilishly beautiful, you know that. But like I said before, I'm not marrying you. I'm marrying a kingdom. And with that, I'm marrying a decade of slaughter and hatred. You can't leave. Sweetie, there is no way out of this. We're stuck in this situation and we have to make it work. Your position in the marriage, you'd be queen alongside me, though that doesn't answer much of anything really. The thing is that I don't even have the proper answer to that question. What was that, princess? Are you pulling an attitude with me? Of course you don't. What is that supposed to mean, huh? No, princess, speak up. What did you mean with those brave words? You thought I'd know the answer. Oh, you sweet summer child. Princess, tell me, do you know how lucky you actually are right now? On multiple accounts as well? Well, let me summarize for you. When my men caught you escaping, you're lucky that they recognized you. Otherwise, your head would have been detached from your body right now, rotting away where they found you. Now that you're here, you have a comfortable bed to sleep in, staff that treats you like the royalty you are, food that is the highest quality, not to mention that you've been able to express your thoughts and opinions. Your family's still alive and you're left with me, possibly the kindest soul in this castle. You probably don't know, but everyone else here is way, way worse than I am. No, princess. Saying that you'll marry me like that won't do. Let me elaborate. You resent me now, quite possibly forever. But we should take a month to get to know each other better. Our strengths, weaknesses, talents, knowledge, habits, etc., etc. Until that hatred and resentment turns into neutral friendliness. You don't have to like me, but we have to start off a better foot than this. Hence why I asked you to drink tea with me, so we can start off our process of getting to know each other better. But if you do not feel like that, and if you prefer rotting away in your room, be my guest. I agree that the stroll in the garden sounds tolerable. I'll pick you up from your room after lunch. Then we'd be back on time for tea. Then we can decide to have tea if we feel like it. We can also have tea at another time. I will ask someone to take you back to your room. Princess, are you busy? Good afternoon, Princess. Please follow me outside. Oh yes, the gardens are lovely. I love spending time in them, honestly. So, what is your favorite flower? Good choice. What color? I see. I personally love the roses. We have a lot of different kinds of them. I prefer the red ones. So can you keep yourself occupied in your room? Oh, that's good. You can always ask the guards or one of the servants if you ever need something, okay? I'm sorry, I'm really bad at making small talk. I just hate how forced this feels. I also have to admit that this wasn't even my idea. This was my parents' idea. Why do you not take her for a stroll, get to know her better? And like the good daughter I am, I took their advice and did what they asked. Have you never felt that? I mean, that you have to do whatever your parents tell you to do. Like you have no choice of your own. No autonomy. Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one. My whole life was planned out for me before I even had a chance to start it. I understand that in your case that's even worse. Well, I mean, you're the only child, the firstborn to begin with, so you would take the crown without discussion, especially since you are the only child. Have you never wished to have siblings? Yeah, I can imagine that the pressure on you was insane. Then it also happened to you that you grew up all sheltered, that your parents were overprotective of you, because I can totally imagine that happening. I'm very sorry to hear that. Me? I grew up with 2 siblings. I've already told you, but I have an older brother and a younger brother. My younger brother sadly passed away. Thank you. My parents were always protective over me. I was the only girl, the one most likely to take the crown after them. Yada yada, you know the story. What did you want to be when you grew up? Well, I would have always loved to be a farmer, for flowers that can be sold on the market. I've always loved flowers. Imagine being the person actually able to grow them. That's a skill I'd love to have. So, what about you? I like that answer. That's a good one. Interesting choice, but I don't judge. Maybe we can make our dreams come true when we get our own castle. Why did shop look all of a sudden? Oh, princess, what did you expect? Once we're married, we'll get our own piece of land to reign. We'll get our own castle to reign from. My parents have given us a piece of Latveria, so we can build experience on a smaller scale before we take over the full kingdom. Let me say what the both of us are thinking right now. This whole marriage thing feels weird and unreal. Just having the knowledge of having to marry a stranger, to like them, to reign a country with them, to be expected to spend the rest of your life with them, without knowing if it will click between the two of you. I highly doubt that you don't feel the same way right now. And as much as you might think this, I don't hate you. Not you specifically. I'm sorry if I ever made you feel that way. It's just... I'm sorry. I've got to be honest with you. Before we get into this whole marriage thing, because I don't want things to come out later. I don't know if my heart can ever fully belong to you. Let me explain. Before I was introduced to you, and I mean a year ago, I was in love with someone else. My heart belonged to her. Please keep this quiet though, I don't want to cause a scandal. What happened to her? Well, fever took her last winter. Thank you. I have felt miserable for a long time after it. I'm doing slightly better now, but I still always think of her. Yeah, we were very in love with each other. My parents would have never approved of our relationship anyway. It was so hard to explain to them why I was so sad. Thank you for understanding. I really appreciate it. So, what about you? Anyone special that you've given your heart to? Oh, come on, darling. We both understand the situation. It's normal to have a lover already. You have a girlfriend? That's cute. Your face just lit up there. Tell me about her. No one can hear you here, princess. Alright, keep your secrets. Would you like to see her again? I can take you to her tomorrow. I'll make up an excuse to my parents, so it's no bother really. I'd like to see who you ended up with. You look very excited. Let's go tomorrow then. But first, time for tea. Let's head back to the castle. Do you have what you need, princess? We won't be back for another couple days. Alright. The ride already knows where to go. My parents, I had to convince them to let us go, which was a difficult task, let me tell you. Yes, they are very stubborn, and letting their daughter and her fiancé away from the castle is not something a lot of parents do. If you are done, princess, please step into the carriage. Sometimes I wonder why I do the things that I do. Why I make the decisions that I make. Well, getting in a carriage with a girl that I don't know. Taking her to her girlfriend that I also don't know. Pretty much going against my parents' wishes on everything. Oh yeah, I know that it will all be fine. I never doubted that. Okay, well, maybe a little bit. I'm glad we had that conversation yesterday. I could finally get some things off of my chest that have been bothering me. And I'm glad they feel the same way, though. Driver, can you stop here, please? Thank you. I'll be right back, princess. We can continue. Yes, I went to her. We used to ride in that field. I would visit her with my horse and pick her up. Then we'd rest on that small hill over there, next to the sunflowers. They buried her close to the hill. Yeah, I'm sure she's resting peacefully there. She was a blacksmith's daughter. She would help her father sometimes sell their wares on the market. She would also sell the sunflowers. That was her mom's thing. I would visit her when she wasn't at the market or if she wasn't helping her father. She was incredibly sweet and charismatic. At the same time, she was also a tease in a cute way. She was just everything that I would look for in a partner. She had dark blonde hair, green eyes, was a little smaller than me, always extremely cared for and neat looking. She was lovely. I'm sorry, I still miss her a lot. Enough about her. What about your girlfriend? A farmer's daughter, so kind of similar stories then. So what is she like? Oh, I see. A lot more dominant and daring. Seems to suit you perfectly. You met her at the market? Oh, how did you manage to see her? Did you do it like me when you rode out to the field? Oh, I see. Also similar stories then. You're blushing, princess. Oh, that's adorable. I'm honored that I'm the first to know about her. Does she give you butterflies in your stomach when you think about her? Oh. Good, it's supposed to. That's how you know that you like her a lot. So, with how you're talking about her, I can take that she's the dominant one in the relationship. The look on your face is adorable. What's wrong, princess? Am I right? I'm sorry, I'll stop. No, don't tickle me. I can't wait to meet her, honestly. We should get some rest, though. The more we nap now, the faster we are at her place. Rest well, princess. What? Give me 5 more minutes. Oh, here. Ugh. Lead the way, princess.
Huh? Darling! Oh, I thought I'd never see you again. And who's that? Is that your driver? She seems to be a bit overdressed to be your driver. What? Your fiance? You're getting married to her? I didn't think you would actually get married to someone. You told me that it might be on the table for later, but not that it would happen now. When is this wedding anyway? In 3 weeks? You didn't even thought to fight back? Fight for us? course you had a choice. What would happen to us now? Do we just stay secret lovers forever? You did already let me go. To marry whoever she is. Clearly, somebody more important to you. If you truly would have loved me, you would have fought for us. You would have run away, found me, run away with me. Something, anything that isn't this. But you just sat there. You just sat there and accepted that you have to marry her. You did this to make a better future for everyone? You mean a better future for your selfish father? And I assume for her father as well? Darling, this war will never stop. Sweetheart, do you really think this marriage will magically just stop the war? That it will magically stop all the problems between the two kingdoms? Don't be a fool, darling. We've been together for years, and look where we are. We have gotten nowhere. We still hide in the cornfields of my father. We barely see each other out of fear. When will it stop? When will all of this stop? And when is soon for you? Months? Years? A decade? And when do you exactly plan to come to visit me once you're married? I know that it isn't any of her business. I'm not talking about her. Soon you will have a kingdom to lead. You will constantly have people around you. Do you think that once you're a queen, you can just go wherever you please? That's not how it works.
What did you say to her?
This doesn't concern you, whatever your name is.
No, I will not go back to the carriage. We travelled for a very long time, all to come and see you. Just to see you. She pours her heart out about how much she loves you, how much she cares for you. And all I hear from you is moaning and groaning about how she didn't think about you, when she probably hasn't thought about anything else. And now she's here with tears in her eyes telling me that it's none of my business.
Because it isn't any of your business.
To hell with you.
Be honest with me. How do you expect us to continue? No, darling. I don't believe it. I don't believe that this will work. I know. I know that you will do whatever it takes for us. But it's going to be too much for you, my love. I know that you want to keep the peace between the two kingdoms. But if you're devoted to that, how can you focus on me as well? You can't have both, my darling. I know that you want me, but this is not the right time for us. think you should go.
Shh, it's okay. You can cry, let it go. This is difficult, it's okay. Relax, princess, relax. Keep breathing. It's getting dark, we should get back to the carriage. It's okay. People just aren't what we think they are. I'm sorry that you're experiencing this, princess. Shh, let the tears be. You're not ruining my clothes. I couldn't care less about that. The clothes get washed when we get back in the castle anyway. Don't say sorry for your emotions, princess. It's understandable. Going through what you just went through is tough. Yeah, of course I understand, princess. I understand the pain of losing a loved one. It might take a while before you feel okay again. Just give yourself time, okay? We have 3 weeks to prepare with each other. You'll get through this, I promise. Why don't you try to take a nap? You're safe, princess. Take a nap. Maybe you'll feel better when you wake up. Shh, it's okay. It's okay. Princess. Princess. Are you awake? Princess. Why have you not eaten? It is such a waste of food. Do you not know how valuable those resources are? Do you have any idea in your privileged mind? Princess, you can be heartbroken all you want, but I can't marry a starved girl. Besides that, we have a lot of things to get done, and I do not like doing them all by myself. You better get yourself in check quickly. Do not yell at me, princess. I'm not yelling at you either. No, I will not leave the room. I'm growing sick and tired of your attitude very quickly. You've been acting like this for the last week. The wedding is in a week and a half, and there's a lot to get done. You better dry your tears, straighten up your posture, and eat your breakfast. Otherwise I'll have you dragged out of that bed. Don't you think of all the people in this castle, I'd be the one to understand your feelings the most? Life goes on, princess. Put your sorrows aside and help me with the preparations for the wedding. That was not a request. I want to see you in a dining hall in 30 minutes, otherwise I will drag you there myself. It took you 35 minutes, princess. What held you up for so long? Forget it. The seamstress wants to take your measurements today. She also wants to discuss the dress options and possibilities with you. Wipe that look off of your face, I'm already sick of it. Follow me, the seamstress is waiting for you.
Your Majesty, good to see you.
Same to you, Beth. Here I have the princess. She's ready for her dress fitting.
I'm happy to hear that, Your Highness.
I will take my leave now. Please let me know if anything is needed.
Absolutely. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Your Majesty. Hello, Your Highness. I'm Beth, your seamstress. I will be making your dress for the wedding. Could you please take a place on this platform, Your Highness? Excellent. Firstly, I'll start with taking your measurements. While we're doing that, we'll discuss the form and color of your dress. Is that all right with you? Perfect. I will start with your arms. Can you please lift them? All right. What type of dress were you thinking of, Your Majesty? I think that would look absolutely gorgeous on you. How long would you like the sleeves to be? All right. What type of corset would you like for the top of the dress? How would you like the skirt of the dress to look? And how long would you like the train to be? That would look marvelous, Your Highness. I'm sure of it. Would you like lace? Where would you like the lace? Any beading on the dress? I see. You prefer a simple dress? Very well. And now for the color of the dress. Did you have any color in mind? I must be honest, Your Highness. That color doesn't quite match your skin tone very well. It kind of flushes you out. Your Highness. Please, I didn't mean to upset you like that.
What is going on? Why do I hear yelling?
There's nothing, Your Highness. Please,
Can I not leave you anywhere, Princess, without you making a commotion? What is going on?
I just said that the color she suggested wouldn't match her skin tone.
Why would you say that to her? Has it occurred to you that this is the national color of her country?
No, Your Highness, it hadn't.
Do you now understand that this is not a matter of what looks good, it's a matter of honor?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Did you tell her that, Princess? That it's the national color of your country? Why not? So instead of explaining it like a normal person, you just start yelling at her. I'm disappointed in you, Princess. Beth, continue what you were doing. Princess, you better behave yourself. I do not want to hear a peep come from this room. Am I understood?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Excellent. Princess, come and find me when you're done. You haven't given me a say in any of this, but doing that? Too low, even for you. Someone that is supposed to be a king.
Watch how you refer to me. I have given you a say in all of this, but that specifically was something that I knew you wouldn't agree with.
Threatening that girl's family and breaking off the meaningful relationship. Of course not. Why would you not choose the more compassionate and understanding approach? Why do you always pick the violent way?
Because compassionate and understanding don't bear fruit. And they certainly don't win wars. Which, may I remind you, is why we're still here, thriving.
You only ever think about what you think is right, not about what is generally moral or what is even remotely considered as such.
The kingdom and my family have always come first. After such a long time of grief and loss, this marriage and the union of kingdoms needs to be as solid as can be, unless you want a repetition of this chaos in a decade or less.
Have you seen her? She's miserable. She doesn't eat or sleep. She always looks like she just stopped crying. How can you possibly think that a successful marriage will be the outcome of anything like this? A marriage that I didn't want to be part of, no less.
She will get over this soon enough. As will you. if you wish to still be my daughter.
You're nothing more than a bitter old man, and a fool at that. That crown would be better found in the wreckage of a battlefield than on such an ignorant man's head behind a castle's walls.
Leave. You're starting to sound less like a princess and more like a petulant child with every word you speak.
Absolute fool. Princess, are you there? Were you listening in on this conversation? Be honest with me, Princess, were you? I guess there's no reason to hide it then. We should get ready to leave the castle first, though. I will tell you everything on the way there. Get a cloak and some things to sustain yourself with, like food and water. I'll meet you at the stables in 15 minutes. I didn't want the guards to stop us, so we had to leave suddenly. You'll see where we are headed soon enough, though. Remember your girlfriend, Christiana. It appears that she didn't want to break up with you, but that she was forced to. She was threatened by my father. He didn't approve of your relationship with her. He saw it as an obstacle for our marriage. So he went ahead, threatened her, her family, and her family business if she wouldn't break up with you. He did not discuss this matter with me, as I would not have approved of it. You were happy with her, why would I stand in between that? I understand that pain of losing a loved one. I would not put that on anyone else. My father is just an arrogant fool that thinks his ways are the best ways, which is simply untrue. I do not approve of his methods. He has proven once again that he only thinks about himself. Have you still not figured out where we're going? Really? We're going to Christiana so you can make up with her. I prefer to have a happy and functioning person by my side than a broken mess that you are right now. We'll explain everything to her. She will understand. She better will, at least. I didn't mean anything with that. I just hoped she will understand. It was very clear that she didn't want to let you go. Let's get this journey over with as soon as possible. Hello. Christiana, are you there? Please open the door.
Who's there?
Someone is very special to you. Please open the door.
I don't know anyone special. Oh. What are you two doing here? Didn't I say?
We're not here without a reason, Christiana.
Enlighten me.
We found out about the threats that my father sent to you to keep you away from the princess. I found this course of action absolutely ridiculous.
What does any of that have to do with why you're here?
The princess has been very upset since you were forced to break up with her. I could tell that it wasn't what your heart desired either, hence why my logical thinking was to bring the princess here, so the air can be cleared between the two of you.
Why would you do that?
Can we please discuss this inside? I do not like to talk on someone's doorstep.
Of course. Come in, please.
Thank you. To come back to your question why I would do this, all of the decisions regarding this situation were made without my knowledge or approval. This includes the decision of us getting married. When the princess told me about you, I saw that you make her genuinely happy. With that, I must add that I will probably never fully love the princess. So I would prefer to have a happy, functioning person ruling with me instead of a broken one.
So, there would be no problem with the princess and I seeing each other?
No, there won't be. As long as the princess can function as a queen, what happens between the two of you is none of my business.
And your father? I can assume that he doesn't agree with this?
You're correct, he does not. However, once the wedding is over, we get our own piece of land to reign. He will not have any influence once we arrive there. It's our castle and our small country.
You do understand all the threats that your father has made. He was not only threatening me, he also made awful threats towards my family and our farm.
I am well aware of that. I know the severity of his threats. He will never find out about this visit. I will make sure of that.
And how exactly will you do that? Your father doesn't seem to be the person to listen to his daughter.
I know that I hold a reputation of just being the daughter of the king, a helpless princess under the control of her father. However, I have plenty of ways to keep this meeting a secret. Some might require the princess to help me, but I assume that she's more than willing to do that. Further, I've not come here with the princess to create a hostile environment. I've come here to insist on reforming the union of the princess and yourself, Christiana. Though this visit cannot be of a long duration, I hope that the two of you will continue with a better overall feeling. What happens after this is yet to be determined, but I hope that this is the first step to a new beginning. With that said, I will go outside and ready the horse for our journey back. Princess, meet me outside when you're ready.
Is she genuine with this? This is not a trick? She argued with her father? Hard to believe. What did you hear? So, she really doesn't want us to break up? That's amazing to hear. I'm so happy to see you again, darling. You don't even know how much it hurt me to see you so upset. I felt awful that I had to break it off with you. But I had to do it for my family. He threatened with ruining our crops, ruining our business at the market stand. He even threatened to hurt or detain my family members if I didn't comply. You understand why I did it? Right? I'm so glad you do, darling. We will see each other again soon. Right? Yes. After the wedding. Come and visit me, please. I missed you so much. You should go before anyone gets suspicious back at the castle. I love you too, darling. I always have.
Are you ready, princess? Come and climb on the horse and let's travel back to the castle.
I feel that I'm a bit nervous to get back to the castle.
I've never left so suddenly. I really hope my father won't be too mad at me. How are you feeling about it? Princess, are you listening to me? Princess, what is up with you? You've been in your own world for the whole ride back. Is everything okay? Let me guess, your mind is with Christiana. I already thought that. What I said was that I'm a bit nervous to get back to the castle. I'm afraid my father will not be pleased with us leaving so suddenly. I think you can imagine by now how he will react. Are you happy that you got to see Christiana again? Well, I'm happy to hear that. How did she respond when I walked out? Of course she doesn't trust me and my words. I understand. I wouldn't trust me either if I was in her position. Oh, come on, princess. Being threatened by the king directly and then have his daughter come over to your house to say that everything is suddenly fine is suspicious, isn't it? Exactly. Oh, I can see the castle again. Look at the end of this path. We should enter the castle quietly so we don't get spotted. I'll put away the horse first, okay? Wait for me after you get off. We should take the side entrance. I don't want any attention to be on us. Too late. There's my father. Okay, he definitely saw us. Just pretend that you didn't see him.
Halt! Well, that's a bit rude. Coming home to your own father and not even saying hello or giving a kiss on the cheek. Where have your manners gone? I know I raised you better than that.
Hello, father.
Perhaps the two of you could enlighten me on where you have been, considering that you didn't even have the nerve to tell me the details of your little detour earlier. I had no idea the two of you had even left until the servant had come to fetch me.
Damn it, Ramsay.
No, don't blame Ramsay. He only does as he's told. Unlike someone else I know. Now, I'll ask again. Where have you been?
We just went on a lovely stroll through the countryside, of course. Considering that she won't be around these parts for much longer, I thought I'd show her the beautiful sights.
I feel like every moment since the end of your youth, you've done nothing but try to make a bigger fool out of me. Ever since your mother passed, it's been nothing but lies, swindling, and finding more ways to reap your own benefits. And now this. Trying to postpone a wedding I've time and time again told you is crucial to the endurance of our kingdom.
I haven't been trying to...
Silence. I've had enough of your disrespect. Guards, take the princess somewhere else. I'd like to have a conversation with my daughter privately. You took her where?
If she's never going to be allowed to see the one person she truly loves again, the least I could do was let them see each other.
This is exactly what I mean, Violet. Every step I take trying to get her ingrained in our society and getting her to enjoy the thought of this union is squandered by every action you do in response. How do you think she's going to want this marriage to last or even occur in the first place if you keep introducing new pieces on the board that will do nothing but get in the way of our goal.
Our goal? Please enlighten me on what our goal is. To keep being warmongers? To seek more and more power than we could take within our own hands? To resort to the lowest of methods and have a forced marriage for some pitiful peace pact that everyone knows will mean anything? And the worst of all is that you had to get me involved. I've told you time and time again that the war would be useless. Villages slaughtered, soldiers butchered and lands burned. For nothing more than a bitter old man who can't handle a central feud that wasn't even his to bear.
I endure for my father, and his father before him, and his father before that.
I know Mother thought it differently, even back then.
You know nothing of what she would have said. Enough running in circles. The wedding is in 3 days. All is arranged, and nothing is to be meddled with or interrupted anymore. You two will be wed, and you will rule your own kingdom, and there will be no retort. Am I clear?
Yes, Father. What are you? This is not your... Why are you in here? The guards put you in here? Let me walk you back to your room. 3 more days. Until the wedding, princess. It's all coming close so quickly now. It doesn't matter if you're ready or not. It's going to happen. We're back to your room, princess. I will leave you to it so you can get your beauty sleep in. And, I think it's smart that we lay low until the wedding. Just a couple of days. You may roam around the castle, read books from the library, that sort of thing. But please don't leave the premise. It'll all be over soon enough, okay? Yes. My mother. What about her? You're too curious, princess. You're asking questions that you shouldn't be asking. Yes, I know. I know that you will be my wife, and that we will be reigning a country together. But that doesn't mean that I will tell you everything about myself. Yes, you're right. I don't trust you yet. That has nothing to do with you. I know that everyone here leaves you in the dark, and I hate that they do. It's unfair to you, but I cannot help it either. My mother died because of the war, okay? Your father had sent an assassin to kill my father, but they got my mother instead. I lost one of my brothers and my mother because of this stupid war. Are you happy now? I hope you are. She died 7 years ago. It's been rough without her. My mother was the only one that could talk reason into my father. Ever since, he's not been open for any discussion at all. Thank you. If you need anything, let the servants know, okay? I'll speak with you soon.
Hello, Your Majesty. I'm happy to see you're awake. Today is your big day. I'm here to help you get ready for the wedding. I've brought your breakfast with me. While you eat, I'll pick up your dress. We'll do your hair, makeup, and I'll help you with putting your dress on. You're welcome. Now, I'll leave you to it. I'll be back shortly. I must say, your hair and makeup look marvelous like this, Your Highness. Now, for your dress. There are quite a few layers to get on. I see that you're already wearing undergarments. Very good. I'd first like to start with the underskirt. Can you please step into this one? Thank you. Sorry, Your Grace? It does feel a bit stuffy in here. I agree. I will open a window. Does this feel better? I'm glad, Your Highness. I have the top here. Can you put your arms through the sleeves? I'll get the back fastened for you. There we are. Is that too tight or loose for you, Your Majesty? It's perfect. That's amazing. I have the veil for in your hair. Could you bend down a bit? Thank you, Your Highness. You look wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Yes, of course. I understand that you'd want a moment to yourself before the big day. I'll be back soon, Your Highness.
Princess? Princess? Beth, where's the princess?
She should be in here, Your Highness.
Well, she isn't. Princess? Why is the window open?
I opened it because it was very warm inside. For a bit of fresh air.
You cannot be. She cannot escape. Not today. We need to find her. Father! Princess? Princess? Princess, wait! Princess, please stop running. Your aunt are running a horse. Thank you. I know I'm not supposed to see you before the wedding, but I wanted to try to find you myself. I don't know what the gods will do to you if they would have caught you before me. Why do you make everything so hard, Princess? Why did you run away? Now is not the time to stay quiet. Do you understand what position you're putting us in right now? Everyone in the castle is in full panic mode of you disappearing. Everyone is looking for you. The whole castle is being turned upside down. There are very important guests waiting for us. My father is very angry. Why? Princess, why? You don't have an answer, do you? Do you really want to get out of this marriage that badly? Do you know what it means if you run off? I will become the sole ruler of the kingdoms. You will be put out of power forever. Quite possibly there will be a bounty on your head. Wanted, dead or alive. Besides that, I cannot promise that your family will be okay. That your country will be okay. That you will be okay. You still look doubtful. There we go. You could not care less about the kingdoms. You just want to be with Christiana, don't you? I told you so many times that you can be. Later. I know that it's not the same, but it's something. Oh, Princess, what to do with you? Should I force you to come back to the castle with me, or should I let you go? Tell you to live your life as you want to live it. Tell the others I couldn't find you, giving you a head start. I'm honestly unsure. Tell me, Princess, what would you answer if you were in my shoes? You would force the other person to come back. And why would you do that? Because it's a rational decision, exactly. Princess, I've told you this before and I will tell you again. You do not have to like me. You just have to work with me. Our marriage can be seen as business, nothing else. We know where we stand with each other. You don't even have to contribute to ruling the kingdom. My father will not like that, but once we become rulers, there's nothing he can do or change. Come back with me, princess. This will all be over soon. Come on, let's go back. I suggest that you let me do all the talking. I will say that you got cold feet. That's understandable, a lot of people have that on their wedding day. I found the princess. Everyone can stop their search. Someone find the king. No worries, princess. It will all be fine.
Violet, what is this all about? Is this another one of your attention-seeking antics?
Father, the princess got cold feet and ran away. I managed to find her and talk some sense into her. We are back now and ready to be wed.
She should not have run off in the first place. A lot of important guests are waiting, and their time is valuable.
I know, Father. We apologize for that.
Go and get freshened up. The forest grounds have dirtied you. The wedding will resume in 20 minutes.
Understood.
And Violet, no more shenanigans. This wedding will take place today.
Yes, Father.
Princess of the Zavadian Kingdom, please repeat after me. I now take you
I now take you
to be my wife,
to be my wife,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
for better and for worse,
for better and for worse,
for richer and for poorer,
for rich and for poor,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
Princess of Latveria, please repeat after me. I now take you to be my wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better and for worse, for richer and for poorer, in sickness and in health, as long as we both shall live. You may now place the wedding ring on each other's finger, and please repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I wed you and pledge you
I wed you and pledge you
my love now and forever.
my love now and forever.
Stop the wedding!
Christiana!
Princess, please! Come with me! You belong with me!
Christiana, no!
What is this nonsense?
This wedding cannot continue.
Who is this? What is going on?
This marriage is wrong. These two do not love each other.
Guards, get her! Take her out of here. Let the wedding continue.
You cannot. You did not just.
If you step out of the room because of this wench, the consequences for the both of you will be worse than anything you've experienced. It's over with this nonsense.
The wedding will continue now. Get back up there.
Let's start with the final part of the vows. Please repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I wed and pledge you
I wed you and pledge you
my love now and forever.
my love now and forever.
I hereby pronounce the Princess of the Zavadian Kingdom and the Princess of Latveria to be wife and wife. You may now seal your promises with a kiss.
Kiss my cheek. Princess, calm down. Calm down, please. She's still alive. Christiana is still alive. It's a shot wound in the leg. She'll be fine. Medical staff is ordered to take care of her. Listen to me, Princess. Dry your tears. We cannot go out like this. Play pretend. We have to show that we're happy. After the wedding, you can let it all go. We can transfer Christiana to our castle. She will live. She will be fine. Happy face, Princess. Happy face. Smiles go for miles. We only have the dinner and the dance left. Smile, Princess. Fake one if you have to. Good. We are going out there. Enjoy our dinner and then leave to our own castle afterwards. I will talk to my father later. Alright? Good. You will let yourself go. Alright, then I will let you. I do not want to fight you anymore. I do not want to fight for a marriage that I myself didn't even want. Maybe this is the best choice. What do you say? Exactly. Then we must act quick. You can take the horse. Do you remember where the treasures are hidden in the kingdom? I believe there's one close to Christiana. Dig that one up and use it to buy a new house. I have some words of advice for you before you ride off. Leave the kingdom. Both of the kingdoms. You'll not save your own country either. Try to get away as fast as possible. Hide whenever you can. Don't stay in one place too long and do not be obnoxious. Maybe you want to do something about your dress as well. You're standing out in that color and with that much fabric. Let me help you. I'm so sorry, Beth, for ruining the dress. You should be able to move around better now. Mount a horse and get out of here. Have a good life, Princess. I hope you find happiness.
Who's there? Darling?
What are you? It is your wedding day. Why are you here? Please, come inside, quickly. You ran away from the wedding? But how? I didn't know you had the guts. But now what? You'll be free? Forever? You're sure there is nothing else to this? So, you can stay with me now. But we cannot stay here. It's not safe. What if they find you? Sweetheart, they know where I live. They have found me before. They threaten me with horrendous consequences if I wouldn't listen to them. I don't think they will shy away from coming back here. You have too much faith in humanity, darling. No one is that kind to the common folk. They are not even that nice to royals like yourself. If they can't treat the most important people of the kingdom right, how will they treat everyone else? You are right, darling. We are together now. That is all that matters to me. Please, do share your ideas, sweetheart. There is wealth hidden in the countryside? What an amazing idea! With that, we can buy a farm somewhere else. We can do what we want. We can build a life together. I'm so delighted by that idea. I can start loading our essentials in the wagon. My father can ride with us too. His health is deteriorating. He cannot care for the farm anymore. I have been doing all the work lately. It will actually be very helpful to have you around to assist me. We can discuss the details later, darling. I love you too, sweetheart. Now, let's get moving before it's too late. We will ride to a better future. Together.